Vande Devamumapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigamadam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vanhinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Today we begin yet another beautiful set of verses which are prayers to Lord Shiva, and it is called Lingashtakam. And these set of Ashtakam means 8 verses dedicated to the Lingam. Lingam means the Shiva Lingam. Shiva Lingam is a pratima. Pratima is a symbol, a form symbol. We saw when we were learning Panchakshari Stotram, I spent 2 sessions on the meaning of Om, and I had mentioned that Om is a sound symbol, not a form symbol. In Lingashtakam set of verses, we will see what is a form symbol of the divine. We have 2 forms of symbols, the sound symbol and the form symbol. And these 2 forms of symbols that represent the infinite being are used to worship the infinite. The worship of the infinite is called upasana, which comes from the root as and a prefix upa. As, the root, means to sit. To sit upa means proximate. Sitting proximate to the infinite being, sitting proximate to the divine is known as upasana. When you sit proximate to your partner or sit proximate to your child, you nurture a kind of a relationship with each other. You engage each other in a relationship. And so upasana, or sitting near the divine, indicates that you are engaging with the infinite being, the cosmic being, in a relationship, in a dialogue, in a conversation. And so this upasana is done with the help of sound symbol called pratika upasana, or form symbol called pratima upasana. And these 2 these two symbols, in which when you take to the form symbol, we take a symbol, and then through that symbol, you offer the divine, make offerings or engage or relate or pray to the divine. A symbol is taken not only to arrest your attention, to focus your mind, but also we all need symbols to engage with the other. You need some form. Whether you choose a direction to engage with the infinite, infinite is omnipresent. And so he is in all directions. Then why do you face east to pray? That is because you need a focus. Whenever you are engaging with the other, we need symbols. Always we need symbols. When you want to show your gratitude to your country, when you want to show reverence or respect to your nation, what do? You hoist a flag and you salute. What is a flag? A mere 2x2 piece of cloth, isn't it? No. I revere that cloth in this form because it symbolizes my nation. So symbols are, human beings cannot do anything without symbols. Whether it is a cross, whether it's a bead, whether it's a stone, these become symbols. Whether it's a rose, whether it's a birthday cake, a cake is a symbol. That, of what? Well, of my birth. That's why it's a birthday cake. So what are we supposed to do with a cake? Well, rejoice. But I'm not happy that you were born. Well, at least you like cakes, right? Enjoy. So the birthday cake becomes a symbol of celebration of my birth. Exactly like that. Forms are in all civilizations. Humanity has always used forms to symbolize an emotion, a relationship, whether it is flowers or stones or rocks or gifts. They all are symbols carrying your emotion, aren't they? So too, when you want to represent the infinite being, what symbol are you going to use? Remember, we had such trouble even arriving at a name of the divine. In which language you will arrive? Any particular language means you are prejudiced because that divine being is not, it doesn't just belong to the Greek language or the Egyptian language or to the Sanskrit language. He doesn't belong to a language. He is all sounds, all forms. And therefore the cosmic wholeness, the presence of the divine, if you are to represent like you represent in sound symbol, which was unfolded, which was seen to be phonetically, Om, representing all languages in all faiths, in every religion, across all civilization, which includes all dialects of hundreds and thousands of dialects of every language in all civilization. There was a single syllable sound word that you arrived at called Om. What can be that single form? Can there be a single form that represents the formless? So that when I wish to engage with the divine, I have something tangible to hold on to. Yes, in this tradition, that form which has been arrived at is called lingam. Lingam means lingyate anena iti lingam. Through this symbol, the infinite is invoked. This symbol represents the cosmic being. And it is said, how do you represent the cosmic being through a symbol, through this symbol? Well, it is said in the Rudram, in this beautiful glorification of Lord Shiva, Shatarudriyam, which belongs to the three Vedas. In the contemplative verse which we have received in this knowledge of the Veda, in the body of knowledge of the Veda, it says, Apatala nabhastalanta bhuvana brahmanda vispurate jyotis phatika linga mauli vilasat purnendu vantamritehi Astokaplutamekam manisham rudranuvakanjapan dhyayet deepsita siddhaye dhruvapadam viprobhishinchetchivam. If you were to arrive at a form, what should that form be like? That form must cover from the lowest of the worlds in this cosmos, apatala nabhastalanta bhuvanam brahmandama vispurate. That one cosmic being that illumines, that shines, that exists right from the lowest of the lowest worlds to the highest of the highest worlds. The entire Brahmanda, the entire cosmos, that which includes the entire cosmos, is what? Well, it is everything. Everything is Brahmanda. The infinite Brahman is it is like a anda, like an egg. They call it the cosmic egg, the cosmic whole. And the cosmic being is radiant, effulgent, very, very beautiful. This form that includes all, a form that includes all, is represented by a lingam. A lingam. There are different expressions of this lingam. Another expression people say is Akasham lingam ityahuhu. If you look up as a human being, this verse is created by a human being. Why? Because when he looks up, what does he see? He sees the whole, the sky, the dome of the sky, the dome. And this dome, Akasha, the skies, the dome, the sky, from right to left, from front to back, what he sees, Akasham lingam ityahuhu. This is the lingam. And Prithvi tasya pithika. The earth is the pitham. The earth is that on which this whole sky sit. Remember, this is a upasana. It is a form of contemplation of the divine. And therefore, it has been visualized as the Akasha is the lingam And earth, it is on the earth that the space above sits. So Prithivim tasya pitika, the Mother Earth is the Pitham. And so he is both the intelligent cause and the material cause. He is Shiva and Shakti. That's why the power of the earth in generating life, billions of life forms and plants and bushes and herbs and so on and so forth, the grains, the aushadhis, the entire plant kingdom. That power of life, that life called earth, that holds the skies called Shiva. It is Shiva Parvati combination. It is a cosmic being. Alayam sarva devanam layanam linga muchyate. Alayam, this entire form is the abode of all the phenomena in the universe. It is an abode. It covers all. We cannot visualize from the nether world to the highest world. Okay, then as a human being, just visualize the complete skies that you see when you go into the desert land or some open space, and the earth is the Shakti, and the divine being therefore is Shiva and Shakti. And in this entire cosmos represented in this way includes what? Includes all the phenomena, all the powers, all the celestial beings, all the seen and unseen, all are included. It is a alayam, it is a abode of the devatas, of the all powers of the universe, and it is layanam. Layanam linga muchyate. Layanam means this entire form in its dissolved state. A form in which all forms resolve. If all forms you were to take and resolve it, close it down in one form, a form which is an all-inclusive form, what would that form be? You know, when we were little, I remember we used to play with the Play-Doh. And we will make tree and human being and dad and mom and home and car and vehicle and plants and bushes and animals, all kinds of things we could make with the Play-Doh. And play when you're not supposed to be playing. And so the minute mother would call out, "Where are you?" out of fear, suddenly we will put the whole thing back together. All the forms come back together, resolve in one form. What would that form be? That form is called lingam. When all forms resolve in one form, a formless form, a shapeless form, that form, what would that form be if you ask? That form we call lingam. And therefore, it is the resolved state of all forms, the dissolved state of all forms. And hence it is said, Layanam lingam uchyate. Layanam. A form which represents the dissolved state of all forms is called lingam, and that form is the form of the divine. In this culture, in this tradition, this form is said to be a natural form. a natural form seen in Kailas, in the Himalayas. In the Himalayas, there is a very unique mountain, a mysterious mountain accepted by different people of different faith, including the Chinese and the Tibetan, and of course the Hindus, the Buddhists. They all accept Kailas as a sacred mountain. Kailas, seen as a sacred mountain, it is seen as a mysterious mountain. It is a mountain which has amazing stories to tell. In fact, if there is any abode of the divine on earth that a human being can go to in the human body, it is said to be Kailas Parvat, the Mount Kailas. If you wish to go to the abode where the energies are strong, intense, abodes of different higher celestial beings, you can't go in this physical body. They don't allow, they'll send you back. They say, entry not allowed, no entry. But Lord Shiva is such a kind, compassionate being that his abode, which is this mysterious mountain, Mount Kailas, one can go in the physical form. How do you know? Well, I know because I have been there in this body. And there are hundreds of thousands of people who go to Kailas on a pilgrimage every year. And no one has been able to so far climb that mountain. If they tried, they never returned. Even a circumambulation of that mountain is considered a greatest blessing, and not everyone can do it. And the mountain that you visually see is just the tip of a much, much bigger, deeper, huge mountain with a big base. Not even a aircraft is able to go near that mountain because it emanates so much, they say, so much energy that even flights cannot fly there. There's something about that hill that nobody knows. There is only one photo which some plane, a pilot was managed to take only one picture of Kailas that you can see with the entire base. And when you see that form, it is the form of the most beautiful lingam. That is the lingam which is naturally seen in the Himalayas, a huge form. I happen to have a picture, I will send it to all of you. And that form has become a form through which we worship the cosmic being. Please understand, lingam is symbolic form to worship the cosmic being. And this worship, how do we do this worship? The worship can be done, I have said this before, but I will repeat, can be done either through physical tools with the help of your hands, limbs. When you do a worship through your physical, with the help of your limbs, you always include the verbal worship through the mantras and chants. And also to do chants, you need the mind. And so a physical form of worship engages the voice apparatus And of course, focus is your mind, and the altar is created in front of you. You create an altar and then you invite the divine. And when you invite, you don't just say, hey, come here and sit down. No. You invite the infinite with grace, with subtlety, with certain offerings, with devotion. And that particular method, that particular process, that particular style of engaging with the infinite being is called a puja. And puja can be physical. A physical puja means you do archana, you do offer flowers and so on, incense, fragrance, you show light, a flame. These are all tools that are used to offer a puja, physical form of worship. Even seva is considered to be a puja, sevanam, service. Vachika puja is through bhajans, through kirtanam, through japa, through chanting of the recitations. Like we have been chanting Panchakshari, we will be chanting Lingashtakam, we have also been chanting Vaidyanatha Ashtakam. These are all stotrams. They are a set of verses that you recite. So whenever it is recitations, it is called Vachika Puja. And if the recitation has a physicalized form of worship, it is called Kayika Puja. And both Vachika includes Manasa Puja, mental worship, and the Kayika also includes mental, but if you don't do physical form of worship, you don't do verbal form of worship, you purely do mental form of worship, what is that? That mental form of worship can be either a contemplation, it can be upasana, it can be a smaranam, reflecting, recalling. It can be manasa puja, mental form of worship. You visualize the lingam and then you step by step begin to offer your worship to that lingam. This is called mental worship. And so japa, mental worship, contemplation, meditation, remembrance, these are all forms of mental puja. Puja done purely mentally. These are the three forms of expressions of engaging with the divine. You may ask me, Ammaji, don't give me three, just tell one thing so that I can just pick that up and do. It doesn't work like that. Ramana Maharshi says in Upadesha Saram, Kaya Vangmana Karyamuttamam Pujanam Japas Chintanam Kramat. So, Kaya Vang Manaha Karyam Uttamam. In gradation, worship is more and more exalted. You begin with the physicalized form, then you can drop the physical form once you're able to focus on your verbal form of worship. Later you can even drop the verbal form of worship and purely go with mental worship. You may say, well, why are you starting from physicalized? I just like to do meditation and I will just go with meditation. No. No, why? Because when you close your eyes to meditate, you will be thinking everything else unless you have learned the art of focusing and engaging with the other, which is the unseen. You can engage with the seen. You engage with the TV all day long. We engage with the phone all day long. We engage with our family members because they are seen. But try engaging with the unseen all day long. With a non-physical cosmic being all day long. How can you do unless you have softened and aligned your mental processes properly? And therefore, karyam uttamam, in gradation you move. How? Pujanam japaha chintanam kramat. Ramana Maharshi says, sequentially start doing puja. Because it's physicalized form of worship, you will be able to connect with the unseen because you have given a symbol there. And then you move into the verbal form of worship and finally the mental form of worship. This is the correct way to go from grosser to the subtle. You don't go from subtle to the gross, you move from gross to the subtle. To touch upon the subtlest of all, the cosmic being. And therefore, Kayika, Vachika and Manasa are the three forms of prayers. And this, what do you do in this physicalized form of worship? What do you do? And where is this given that it has to be done in this way? Well, we need to understand the puja, the form symbol. We learnt about sound symbol and went through Panchakshari Stotram. In Lingashtakam, we will learn about the form symbol and we will unfold the 8 verses which reveal the nature of the divine in the form of lingam. More in the next session. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.